Our TV game show trivia question of the day. Which of the following never hosted a game show? A. Rod Serling. B. Mike Wallace. C. Walter Cronkite. Here with the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Wink Martindale.
Thanks, Gary. Good morning, America. And welcome to part 2 of our series, All About Games. By the way, did you guess Walter Cronkite? If you did, you'd be right. Rod Serling was host of Liars Club in 1969. And Mike Wallace added to at least 4 TV game shows as host throughout the 1950s. On with the show. Today's topic, hosting a game show. One of my favorite subjects.
Bert, the game goes like this.
Well, Walter may not have hosted, but he was a guest on a game show.
I worked at Lockheed Aircraft one time for 3 days. A guy dropped dead in front of me on the 3rd day, and I stepped over his body and went and got my toolbox and went home. I said, showbiz, here I come.
Look at me. These are used. Really, Jim Lang used to own these suckers.
I was doing some acting, and my agent said, you're going to be a game show host. And I said, why? And he said, well, you can work every other weekend, basically. You're
That's
smiling.
right.
And you can make a decent amount of money. And I said, sounds like my kind of job.
I didn't just fall off a turnip truck. I know. To me, there's nothing more boring than hearing a game show host run around the country, and there are a few of them, saying, no one will take me seriously as an actor or a dancer or, a fiddler or whatever they are. And I always say to them, if that's what you want to do, then quit game shows and go out and fiddle or dance.
I love a piano. I love a piano. I love to have somebody play upon a piano.
Art Fleming. Good morning, Jack Bailey. Jack Berry. Jan.
Hosting a game show. I think one of the things we can all agree on is that opinions about the job are as varied as the people who do it. But one thing's for certain. I never met a game show host who didn't enjoy the work.
You are in serious jeopardy.
Jeopardy? That's my favorite show.
This is no place for a fan.
It's steady employment. I make a good living. And wherever I travel in the country, I'm recognized, and people usually say nice things to me. So I've got the world by the tail.
If you were a Jeopardy contestant, give me your idea of the choice Jeopardy categories that you'd want to see up on that board.
Humphrey Bogart films, the Civil War, classical music, nuclear physics, ha, 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 don't believe it, geography.
Tell him I'll redo the audio, but tell Carlo he didn't hear it right. I didn't say Garvis, I said Gravis, which is even worse.
Tom, you were once doing a show called It's Your Bet. It was a time when Burt Reynolds was a guest on the show. Tell us that story.
I said, Burt, is it true that you were born on a reservation? Because he is part Indian. And what I didn't know, well, anyway, so he looked at me and he says, are you trying to cast aspersions on my descendants or my... I said, no, Burt. I said, And he says, so what if I'm Indian? And he kept getting more and more incensed by the thing. He came around the set and doubled up his fist, and I couldn't leave because I had a microphone on like this, and I was tethered, and I stood there and wet my pants. And it had all been set up by the producer.
This is the way they come to the show. We don't dress them here, as so many people still ask me.
I think the beautiful part about Let's Make a Deal is, despite the fact that critics called it inane and stupid and people dressing up like all kinds of crazy people, but I looked at it like a party. These people came to the party, and they were my guests.
And here they are.
And the pilot was done in the back of a bar. No studio, no cameras, nothing. And after it was over, I said, who would ever put this on the air? Well, I guess it was about a month later, I got a call and said, we're on the air. And the first review of the show I saw was from the Chicago paper, said, television hits new low. And I took it into Chuck, and I was almost crying. And he said, you know what that means? Jim B. Baby, we got a hit.
Now, he's a long way from more than friends.
I love the show. I love the couples. I work 35 days a year. When I shoot Newlywed Game, we get in about 4 o'clock. We play poker to 5. Go on the air at 5:15. I'm home at 9:30. Done 5 shows. Thank you very much. Hello.
Goodbye.
See you later, folks.
Bye.
Tell them Groucho sent you.
If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And check out my Facebook page for other exciting content.